Hello students, today we will begin with a new chapter, that is chapter 3, whole numbers. Already you studied in previous class about the natural number. All the counting numbers starting with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinity, these are known as natural number. And when we include 0 also with all these natural number, then it is known as whole number. So here I have written the definition of the natural number and whole number. You can read this. Natural numbers, the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, so and so on are called natural numbers. And the whole number means what? The number when it is included with 0 also, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and etc. are called whole numbers. So okay, you already studied these things, detail about the whole number and the counting number. What we will study in this lesson here is fundamental operation on the whole number. As you know, there are four basic mathematical operation is there, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So we will study here what is that basic operation when it is performed on that whole number and what are the rules which we are using, what are the laws we are using in case of the whole number. So in that, first one is in case of the addition, first we will discuss the properties of addition. So in case of addition, the first property which we use is closure property. So what is that closure property? Closure property says that the sum of any two number is always a whole number. The sum of any two whole number. The sum of any two whole number is always a whole number. It means when you will add two whole numbers, then their sum will always be a whole number. For example, if you are taking whole number 3 and whole number 4 and you are adding these two numbers, then their sum will be 7. And you know 7 is also the whole number. Now next example you can take 11. 11 is a whole number. 9. 9 is also a whole number. When you are adding it, performing operation of addition here, you are adding it, you will get 20. 20 is also a whole number. So this is known as closure property of addition. So what is closure property? The sum of any two whole number is always a whole number. Now next one is commutative property. Now what is commutative property? Commutative property tells us that if suppose it is symbolically expressed in this way, a plus b is equal to b plus a. It means what? Sum of two whole number is same irrespective of the order of the number. Irrespective of the order of the number means what? If you are changing a plus b, you are writing as b plus a. Then their sum remains same. You can understand it better with some example. So this example is, suppose you are adding 25 plus 50. At the place of a you are writing 25, b is 50. You are adding a plus b. So a plus b, 25 plus 50 will be 75. Next time you are adding b plus a. That is, first you are writing b and then you are writing a. First here you are writing a, this is b. And now next time the b value you are writing first and then you are writing a value and then you will add, again you are getting 75. It means what? If the order of the whole number is changed, a plus b or b plus a, the value remains same. This is known as commutative property. Now next is associative property. Third property of addition is associative property. So what is associative property? Associative property says that here you can see a plus b plus c is equal to a plus in the bracket b plus c. It means you are making the group of a plus b. You are adding, first suppose you have to add three numbers and first you are adding first two number and then the third number, the result you will get. And if you are adding the last two numbers, second and third number, and then you are adding with the first number, the result will be same. Again same thing, if the order of addition you are changing, the value remains same. In this case also, but here the grouping we are doing with the help of the grouping method. So let us do with one example. So suppose you are taking the values 26 plus 45 at the place of a 26, b 45, C 67. So you are adding 26 plus 45 plus 67. So here you see, in the BODMAS rule, first we add the bracket one. First we solve the bracket. So first we will add the things which is given in the bracket. So here 26 plus 45 first we will add, and on adding 26 and 45 we will get 71. So 71 plus C, that is 67. Now we will add 71 and 67. On adding this we will get 138. So this is the result of when we are adding first A plus B, and then with the result of A plus B we are adding C. With the result of A plus B we are adding C. Then we are getting 138. Now next time we will perform this one, right hand side one. So A plus B plus C means first we will add B plus C, and then the result we will add with A. So now I am writing in that way. At the place of A we will write 26, at the place of B 45, C 67. Now see, this one is in the bracket. 45 and 67 means B and C. So first we will add B and C, 45 and 67. And this 26 we will copy here as it is. So A is copied as it is. 45 plus 67 is added. On adding B plus C we are getting 112. Now we are adding these two, this A and the sum of B plus C. When we are adding again we are getting 138. So this is known as associative property, means you are making the group of the two number and adding with the third. Means first two number adding with the third. First number we are taking separately, adding first, second, third number, and then adding with the third. Then this result will be same. So this is known as associative property of addition. Now next is property of subtraction. So in case of the properties of subtraction, you will see here that commutative property, associative property, that all property does not hold. Why it does not hold in case of the subtraction? Because in case of subtraction, you know that A minus B, if A and B are any two whole numbers, then A minus B is not equal to B minus A. In case of addition, you have seen A plus B is equal to B plus A. But in case of the subtraction, A minus B is not equal to B minus A. For example, if you are subtracting 10 minus 5, then it will be 5 plus 5. But if you are changing the order of the number, 5 minus 10, then it will be minus 5, which is not a whole number. So here you can see that the closure property which we have discussed, the first property in case of the addition, that sum of two whole number is always a whole number. It is not true in case of the subtraction. Subtraction of two whole number is not always a whole number. It will be a whole number only when the first number is greater than the second number. When first number will be greater than the second number, then only their subtraction will give the whole number, otherwise it will not give the whole number. So closure property is true with one condition. What is the condition? The first number should be greater than the second number. I have written here, closure property is true only when A is greater than B, and then only A minus B is equal to whole number. Otherwise, it will not be a whole number. Again, I have written one example. 50 minus 15 is equal to 35. Here you can see 50 is A and 15 is B, and A is greater than B. In that case, their subtraction will be whole number, and if A is less than B, A is less than B, in that case, the answer will be negative, and this is not a whole number. So closure property is true, but it is conditional. Condition is the first number should be greater than the second number. And all other properties which we have learned in case of the addition, that is commutative property, associative property, it does not hold for the subtraction. Now next is properties of multiplication. Now multiplication. First property of multiplication is closure property. As we have discussed already, in case of the addition, all that property Here also, in case of multiplication also holds all that property, that is closure property, commutative property, associative property, and one more is there, distributive property, which we will discuss one by one. So first one is closure property. So according to the closure property, the product of any two whole number is always a whole number. Means when you will multiply two numbers, then their product is always a whole number. A into B is equal to whole number. First example of that, 4 into 7 is equal to 28. As you know, 4 is also a whole number, 7 is also a whole number, and when you are multiplying these two whole number, their product is 28, which is also a whole number. So this is known as closure property. The product of two whole number is always a whole number. Another example, 15 into 8. 15 is a whole number, 8 is also a whole number, and when we multiply 15 and 8, it will come 120, and 120 is also a whole number. So the product of two whole number is always a whole number, closure property, which is true in case of the multiplication. Now next is commutative property. So what commutative property says? The product of two number remains same irrespective of the order in which we multiply them. It means if you are changing the order of the multiplication, the result remains same. It means A into B is equal to B into A. If you are changing the order of the multiplication, the result remains same. A into B is equal to B into A. Now here I multiply here 24 and 78. The result is coming 1872, 1872. And if you will change the order, you will write 78 first and then 24. Then also the result will come 1872. So this is known as commutative property. Means the order of the number is changed, reverse. Then also the result is same. So this is the commutative property. Now next is associative property. Associative property of multiplication. So here is associative property. A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. Means you are again like addition, you will make the group. If there are three whole numbers A into B and into C, then if you are taking these two numbers first and then multiplying with the third number A into B into C, or you are taking these two, the last two number together, first you are multiplying this number with the first number. Means order of multiplication you are changing with convenient grouping. You are taking this group first and then multiplying with C. You are taking this B and C first and then multiplying with A. The result will be same. So this is known as associative property of multiplication. So now let us do an example of that. There are three numbers 6, 7 and 8. 6 into 7 into 8, three whole numbers are there. And now using associative property, we will first take these two numbers together. 6 into 7 into 8. 8 is written out of the bracket. Then first we will multiply the bracket one, 6 into 7. So 6 into 7 is 42, and then with the third number 8. 42 into 8. So 42 into 8, it will come 336. Now the next way how you can do, you take A separate and multiply B and C together first. So B and C together means 6 you will write out of the bracket, and inside the bracket you will write the number B and C, that is 7 and 8. So you will multiply first 7 and 8. So 6 into 56. 7 8s are 56. Then 6 into 57. 56. Now with 6 and 56 you will multiply, you will get 336. So you are seeing here in both the cases the answer is same. So this is known as associative law. Next one is distributive law. This is extra law. Now next is distributive law. Distributive properties of multiplication. So what is the distributive property? You can see here distributive property is A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. It means this A is distributed on these two both number. Here B plus C is multiplied with a. Means one way is that you can add first b plus c and then you can multiply it with a. But in some of the cases it is easier when you distribute this a with on this both the number a multiplied with b and then plus a multiplied with c. So a into b plus a into c. This is known as distributive property. So now let us do one example of distributive property. Like here, first number is 67 multiplied with 32. 67 multiplied with 32. So here now 67 and we can write this 32 in two parts. To make the multiplication easy, we will write this 32 in, break the 32 in two parts, 30 plus 2. So now it is 67 into 30 plus 2. 67 is A, 30 is B and 2 is C. C is 2. So now what you will do here, according to the distributive property, this number is multiplied with this number first and then plus the number 67 will be multiplied with 2 also. So it will become now 67 into 30 plus 67 into 2. Now you can multiply this, you will get 2010 and here 67 2s are 134. You can add this, you will get 2144. 2144. So this is known as distributive property. One more example of distributive property now I am going to tell you. Next example is 56 into 98. The next example 56 into 98. And here in this 98 we will break into two parts to make the multiplication easier. We can write 98 as 100 minus 2 in one bracket. Now this will become A, this will be B and this will be C. So now using distributive law, what we can do, you will multiply A with B and A with C. It means 56 with 100, 56 into 100 minus here, since here minus sign is there in between this, so we will write here minus. Now 56 into 2. Now multiply it simply, 56 into 100 it will be 5600 and 56 into 2 it will be 112 and now you subtract, it will be 5488, 5488. So this is your answer and this is the distributive property of multiplication. Now next is properties of division. So any of that property which we had discussed in case of the addition and in case of the multiplication, that is the closure property, associative property, that commutative property, all that property is not true in case of the division. Because when we divide two whole number, it is not necessary that always the division of two whole number is a whole number. It is not true. So all other property also is not true in case of the division. Now let us discuss some examples and we'll do the exercise based on these things. First example is find the sum of following numbers and verify the commutative law of addition. So first numbers are 256 and 479. You have to verify the commutative property of addition. So what is commutative property? Commutative property is A plus B is equal to B plus A. So what you have to do, you have to add these two numbers first, A plus B. So you add 256 plus 479. On addition, it will give 735. Now you change the order. Commutative property tells that when you change the order, the result remains same. So now you change the order. Now you write first 479 and then you write 256. And now again if you will add, you will get the result 735. So in both the cases you are seeing here A plus B or B plus A. In both the cases the answer is 735. So this is the verification of the commutative property of addition. So okay, now it is verified. Next question is find the product using most convenient grouping. Now you have to find the product of these three numbers using the convenient grouping. The numbers are 8 into 427 into 25. So to make convenient grouping, what is the meaning here? You will take the number in such a way that the multiplication of the number comes in the multiple of 10. For example, here you will take first 8 and 25 and then you multiply with 2, 4, 27. Then your multiplication will become easier. How you can see here, 25 into 8 into 427. Now we are changing the order here. You know this, on changing the order the result remains same in case of the multiplication also. So now 25 into 8 into 427, and 25 8s is 200. Now 200 with 427, multiplication of 427 with 200 is easy. Now you multiply just with 427 with 2. 2 sevens are 14, carry 1, 2 twos are 4 and 1 5, 2 fours are 8, and right here 2 0. So in this way this multiplication becomes easier. So using convenient grouping you can multiply the number. And how to make the groups here? You have to see in such a way, you take the number in such a way that on multiplication the numbers comes in the multiple of 10. Then the multiplication will become easier. Now the next example is
What?
Next example is find the product using the distributive property. Now you have to use distributive property of multiplication which we had discussed earlier. So first question is 231 into 11. 231 into 11. These are the two numbers. So to make the multiplication easier, what we will do, we will break this 11 in two parts. 230, see in the next step, 231 into, we will write this 11 in bracket, 10 plus 1. We will break it into two parts. And now we will use the distributive law. What is the distributive law? A into B plus C, then it is equal to A into B plus A into C. It means this A will multiply with B and A is multiplied with C also. So here this 231 will be multiplied with 10 and this 231 we will multiply with 1 also. So 231 into 10 plus 231 into 1. Now it will give you 2310 plus 231, 2310 plus 231. Now you will add it, then you will get 2541. This is your answer. So using distributive property, you can break the second number in two parts and then that will make the multiplication easier. One more example, 267 into 9. The next example is example 2, 267 into 9. Now you can break this 9 into two parts. Then you can write 9 as 10 minus 1. So next step you see, we will copy this 267 into 10 minus 1. Now this 267 will be multiplied with 10 and 267 is multiplied with 1 also. So 267 into 10 minus 267 into 1. So you will get here 2670 minus 267 and then you will subtract, you will get 2403, 2403. This is the answer and this is another example of distributive law. Now next one more question here, the next example. So here it is 784 into 117 minus 784 into 17. Now next step you see here 784 into 117 minus 784 into 17. So here you see it is just reverse, where we will use it. We will use just reverse of the distributive law to solve this. Here you can say, you can take it A, 784 as A, then 117 as B and then this 17 as C. So you can see here it is written A into B minus A into C. A into B minus A into C. So you can write it in the form, just reverse form of the distributive law. What you can write? A into B minus C. You can write in the form of A into B minus C. We had already discussed in distributive law. A into B minus C is equal to A into B minus A into C. So it is given in that form, A into B minus A into C. So we can write it in this form also, A into B minus C. It means what? This A 784 we will take common, we will take out of the bracket and the other two number B and C we will write in the bracket. This is your A and now B minus C. Okay, so now you solve this. So first we will solve the bracket. 117 minus 17, it will come 100. 784 we will copy as it is. 784 into 100. Now multiply this 784 with 100. You will get 78400. This is your answer. Here we come to the end of this topic, and I hope by this time you all have received your books and copy. So you can do exercise 3C in 3A in case in your classwork copy, and complete this whole exercise in based on these things which you have learned today. Thank you.